Diabetes. Diabetes is a disease where the body cannot properly control blood sugar levels. It happens either because the body doesn't make enough insulin or because it can't use insulin well. Left untreated, it can lead to serious problems like kidney failure, blindness, or heart disease. High blood pressure. Hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, is when the force of blood against your artery walls is too high. It's dangerous because it usually shows no symptoms, but it can silently damage your heart, kidneys, and brain, leading to stroke or heart attack. Stroke. Stroke happens when blood flow to a part of the brain is blocked or when a blood vessel bursts in the brain. This causes brain cells to die quickly. Stroke is one of the leading causes of disability and death worldwide. Heart disease. Heart disease is a broad term for conditions that affect the heart's ability to pump blood. It includes coronary artery disease, heart failure, and arrhythmias. It is one of the most common causes of death globally. Asthma. Asthma is a condition where the airways in the lungs become inflamed and narrow, making it hard to breathe. It causes wheezing, coughing, and chest tightness, often triggered by allergens, exercise, or pollution. Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, often called TB, is an infectious disease caused by bacteria that usually attack the lungs. It spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Without treatment, it can be deadly. Malaria. Malaria is a mosquito-borne disease caused by parasites. It leads to fever, chills, and flu-like symptoms. It is common in tropical regions and, if untreated, can cause severe complications and death. HIV/AIDS. HIV, or human immunodeficiency virus, attacks the body's immune system. If not treated, it leads to AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, where the body can no longer fight infections. It spreads through blood, sexual contact, and from mother to child. Cancer. Cancer is not just one disease but many. It happens when abnormal cells in the body grow uncontrollably and can spread to other parts. There are many types like lung cancer, breast cancer, and prostate cancer. Cancer is a major cause of death worldwide. Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is a brain disorder that slowly destroys memory, thinking skills, and eventually the ability to do simple tasks. It's the most common cause of dementia in older people. Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's is a brain disorder that affects movement. It causes tremors, stiffness, and difficulty with balance and coordination. Over time, it gets worse and makes daily activities very hard. Arthritis. Arthritis is when the joints in the body become inflamed. It causes pain, stiffness, and swelling. The most common forms are osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. Osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a condition where the bones become weak and brittle. Even a small fall or a sneeze can cause a fracture. It's more common in older adults, especially women. Depression. Depression is a mental health disorder that causes persistent sadness and loss of interest. It affects how people think, feel, and behave, sometimes leading to serious problems if untreated. Anxiety disorders. Anxiety is when fear or worry becomes overwhelming and constant. It includes conditions like panic disorder, phobias, and generalized anxiety disorder. Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a serious mental disorder where people interpret reality abnormally. It can cause hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized thinking. Obesity. Obesity is when a person has excessive body fat that affects their health. It increases the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. Migraine. Migraine is a type of headache that is intense and often comes with nausea, sensitivity to light, and vision problems. Epilepsy. Epilepsy is a brain disorder that causes seizures. Seizures are sudden bursts of electrical activity in the brain, leading to shaking, loss of awareness, or strange sensations. Sickle cell disease. Sickle cell is a genetic condition where red blood cells are shaped like sickles instead of circles. This causes them to block blood flow, leading to pain, anemia, and organ damage. Dengue fever. Dengue is a mosquito-borne viral infection. It causes high fever, severe headaches, joint pain, and in serious cases, bleeding and shock. Cholera. Cholera is an infection of the intestines caused by contaminated food or water. It leads to severe diarrhea and dehydration, which can be fatal if not treated quickly. Typhoid fever. Typhoid is caused by bacteria spread through contaminated food and water. It brings high fever, stomach pain, and weakness. Measles. Measles is a highly contagious viral disease. It causes fever, cough, runny nose, and a red rash all over the body. Chickenpox. Chickenpox is a viral infection that causes itchy blisters all over the body. It mostly affects children but can be serious in adults. Polio. Polio is a viral disease that can cause paralysis. It mainly affects children and can be prevented with vaccination. Rabies. Rabies is a deadly virus spread through the bite of an infected animal. Once symptoms appear, it is almost always fatal. Ebola. Ebola is a severe viral disease that causes fever, bleeding, and organ failure. It spreads through contact with body fluids and has a high death rate. Zika virus. Zika is spread by mosquitoes. It usually causes mild fever and rash but is dangerous for pregnant women because it can cause birth defects in babies. Yellow fever. Yellow fever is another mosquito-borne disease. It causes fever, muscle pain, and jaundice, yellowing of the skin, and can be deadly. Gout. Gout is a type of arthritis caused by too much uric acid in the blood. It leads to sudden, severe pain and swelling, usually in the big toe. Psoriasis. Psoriasis is a skin condition where skin cells build up too quickly. It causes itchy, scaly patches on the skin. Eczema. Eczema is a condition that makes the skin red, itchy, and inflamed. It often appears in childhood but can affect adults too. Ulcers. Peptic ulcer disease. Ulcer is when a sore forms in the stomach lining or the upper part of the small intestine. It causes burning stomach pain and discomfort. Gastritis. Gastritis is the inflammation of the stomach lining. It can cause pain, nausea, and indigestion. Gastroesophageal reflux disease. GERD. GERD is when stomach acid flows back into the esophagus. It causes heartburn, chest pain, and difficulty swallowing. Celiac disease. Celiac disease is an autoimmune condition where the body reacts badly to gluten, a protein in wheat, barley, and rye. It damages the small intestine. Crohn's disease. Crohn's is a type of inflammatory bowel disease. It causes swelling anywhere in the digestive tract, leading to pain, diarrhea, and weight loss. Ulcerative colitis. Ulcerative colitis is another inflammatory bowel disease. It mainly affects the colon and rectum, causing bloody diarrhea and stomach pain. Anemia. Anemia is when the body doesn't have enough red blood cells or hemoglobin. It makes people feel weak, tired, and short of breath. Leukemia. Leukemia is a type of cancer that affects the blood and bone marrow. It leads to uncontrolled growth of abnormal white blood cells. Lymphoma. Lymphoma is a cancer of the lymphatic system, which is part of the body's immune defense. It causes swollen lymph nodes, fever, and weight loss. Multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is a disease where the immune system attacks the protective covering of nerves. This disrupts communication between the brain and the rest of the body. Lupus. SLE. Lupus is an autoimmune disease where the body's immune system attacks its own tissues. It can affect the skin, joints, kidneys, and more. Syphilis. Syphilis is a sexually transmitted infection caused by bacteria. If untreated, it can damage the brain, heart, and other organs over years. Gonorrhea. Gonorrhea is another sexually transmitted infection. It causes painful urination, discharge, and can lead to infertility if untreated. Chlamydia. Chlamydia is a common sexually transmitted infection. It often has no symptoms but can cause serious complications like infertility. HPV, human papillomavirus. HPV is a very common sexually transmitted infection. Some types cause warts, while others can lead to cancer like cervical cancer. Tetanus. Tetanus is caused by bacteria that enter through cuts or wounds. Causes muscle stiffness and spasms, sometimes called lockjaw. Diphtheria. Diphtheria is a bacterial infection that makes a thick coating in the throat. Can block breathing and become life-threatening. Whooping cough, pertussis. Whooping cough is a bacterial infection that causes violent coughing fits with a whoop sound. This is especially dangerous for babies. Meningitis. Meningitis is an infection that causes inflammation of the membranes around the brain and spinal cord. It can be caused by bacteria or viruses and can be deadly if not treated quickly. Encephalitis. Encephalitis is inflammation of the brain, usually caused by a virus. It leads to fever, confusion, seizures, and sometimes death. Cataracts. Cataracts happen when the lens of the eye becomes cloudy. It leads to blurry vision and is the leading cause of blindness worldwide. Glaucoma. Glaucoma is a group of eye diseases that damage the optic nerve. It usually comes from high pressure inside the eye and can lead to blindness. Blindness. Blindness is the loss of vision that cannot be corrected with glasses or surgery. Can result from cataracts, glaucoma, diabetes, or injury. Hearing loss. Hearing loss is when a person's ability to hear is reduced. It can be caused by aging, infections, loud noise, or injury. Autism spectrum disorder. Autism is a developmental condition that affects communication, behavior, and social interaction. Symptoms range from mild to severe. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. ADHD is a mental health condition where people have trouble paying attention, staying still, and controlling impulses. It usually starts in childhood. Bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is a mental illness that causes extreme mood swings, from deep depression to high energy and mania. PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD happens after a person experiences trauma like war, accidents, or abuse. Causes flashbacks, nightmares, and severe anxiety.